My names are Dr. David Ole Sankok, Chairman, National Council for Persons with Disabilities. I'm also the Chairman, Narok Central Business Association. Before I became disabled, I was number 71 out of number 72. And actually, I believe number 72 did not do the exam. I also decided that I have to use my brain. And I don't have to say it, having qualified to the University of Nairobi, that is the pride of East and Central Africa. You know, it's not a University of Nairobi, it's the University of Nairobi. Those days, it's not easy to be there. Play football. Oh, imeenda mtoni. Haijapotea. In Kericho High School, we studied. It was a smooth sailing because now I was almost used to my disability. And apart from seeing children looking at me in a weird manner and people looking at my leg, I sometimes even forget that I'm disabled because the acceptance of my disability came from my heart. Hata kama mimi ni mlemavu na natembea mbele like any other person. Yes, sitembei na reverse, siendi nyuma, naenda mbele. The only thing is to organize myself. If it is a walking distance of 2 hours for the able-bodied and mine is 4 hours, then I have to start my journey 2 hours earlier. As simple as that, then we'll arrive at the same time. Yes? If the other guy is using his leg to earn a living, now that I don't have the leg, I'll use my brain to earn a living. And if I get 1 million and he get 1 million, nobody will say this 1 million is blessed because it is through the legs. No, it is 1 million, it is 1 million. The purchasing power of the money you have earned is the same as far as the value is equal. You see, that is the misconception that we do have, not only in Kenya, but generally as human beings. In fact, people with disability are referred in a manner that is demeaning. Yeah? If you pass through the streets, and then you hear somebody calling you Kiwete, Kipofu, Kisiwi, you know, those are names that are used for non-living things, Kiti, Kitanda, and the rest. You see? Because even if we are persons with disability, surely we still have some little pride left in us. And when you try to refer me in a demeaning manner, you are lowering my self-esteem, which is the worst thing that you can ever do to a human being. We did a lot of work, a lot of businesses. There was a time I was in Suswa with a sharpener, that one that used the leg, that one of a bicycle, you know, you remember that one? I knew Maasai's everybody is with a sword. So of course that is a very big business. If you have a sword, it's natural that you want it to be sharp. You can't carry a blank sword because, yes, maybe there are 10,000 Maasais. So 1,000 can bring their swords to be sharpened. When they bring and then you sharpen at 20 shilling each, in the evening you have 20,000. That is clean money. And that sharpener was worth 1,500. I also opened a mitumba business and in Kiserian. You know, Kiserian is closer to Nairobi. The mitumba business was doing quite well because, of course, my mouth is not small, so I can be able to call and attract. I remember the open air market, you know, you have to compete with these people. You have to really shout. So I used to shout on top of my voice, hi komi, hi your rabab, hi komi, and maybe dance a bit so that you attract the customers. And of course we did attract the customers. In fact, I remember the bell that I bought at 5,000 Kenya shillings. Nguo ya watoto. When I went selling in Syrian, the first day, that was on a Tuesday, I sold 6,000 Kenya shillings. And still, I'm halfway in my bell. That time mtumba used to have a lot of money. Sio siku hizi kila mtu anauza mtumba. Zamani ilikuwa ukifika market na unajua ni multicolored. And the sweet part about mtumba is that you will not find a cloth that inafanana na ile nyingine. So already ukisha shout na watu wako wengi kabla hujafungua. Ukifungua watu wako wengi. Huyu anainua. Unamwambia haikomi hiyo, anakuambia hii ulisema 10, unamwambia namna gani? Nimesema mara ngapi? 10 mara 5. That is 50 shillings bwana. Kama utaki wekelea chini. Na anaona akiekelea chini ule mwingine ataweza chukua na hakuna nguo nyingine nafanya hiyo. So automatically you have to pay. That is it was a business opportunity which was doing well. Nikauza makaa hapa na pale kutoka Narok kupeleka Nairobi. Although pia iko na changamoto yake, kuna wakati nilishikwa na tulikuwa supposed kufanya exam. So unakuta ya kwamba ndio huyu mimi naenda na lori ya makaa, dereva mwenyewe alikuwa CID. Sasa wakati nimeenda, nimepatiana kitu kidogo kwa polisi ndio aniachilie. CID akashika sisi wote na ile polisi akatuweka ndani. So exam iko karibu. Nimeachiliwa today, mimi nimeenda kwa sababu niliachiliwa on Monday. I went there tired because I had been sleeping for a whole week. Nilikuwa nalala chini. Sasa nikaenda. Kufika nikalala. The following day kwenda class, mtihani ndio hii. Renal physiology. And I didn't attend a class of renal physiology. So I don't know even what is being asked. I was blanked. So I knew in a university, if you left blank or if you answer it wrongly, it is most likely if you get less than 25%, you will be given a discontinuation. So I decided, okay. I turned over the paper and asked some questions. Yes, of course, in physiology, maybe nervous physiology and the rest. Then I ask questions and answer. I answer a question and then I answer. I give an answer. I ask another question and then I give an answer. And I give out my paper. So when the lecturer saw, then they thought maybe, madness does not normally say when it is coming. So they thought maybe this guy is a Mathare product. So they called around 6 professors, and then I was called, and then I was told, okay, we are not saying you are mad, but why did you not answer the question we have asked? And you yourself, you went ahead and set your own exam. And actually, these are typical questions. These questions we shall be using in years to come. But then, why did you not answer our own questions? Why did you decide to set your own question? So I told them, yes, this is the issue. Yeah, I was not here for the whole of 2 weeks. I had a problem. So of course I explained the whole problem. It is good to be genuine. So I explained the whole thing, that this is what happened. I'm poor and I had to go and look for school fees. So I was not there when renal physiology was being taught. And then I didn't get a student to tell me that tomorrow is a continuous assessment test. So when I came and the paper was there, I could have read over the night. Then at least I could have gotten something to write. But when I saw that the exam have come, I would not have left it blank because you will have thought that my brain is also blank. So I decided, let me ask questions so that at least I show you, I may not know what you have asked, but there's a lot I know in medicine. I was just passing a message. So they gave me 1 week and they set another exam for me and I passed the exam. Being a person with disability, to attract a girl is not an easy job. Wengine ukijaribu kuwauliza mambo ya kuoa, wanaenda very far. Wanakuuliza maswali mingi. Wewe utadance namna gani na mimi? Tena by the way, it's natural. Here is somebody who stands straight. Wewe unakuja ni kama una dance ukitembea. So, I had to be a bit tactful. When I approached my wife, while she was in secondary school, the first thing was to write my abilities. Naandika yote. I'm a qualified carpenter. I'm a medical student because that time I was a medical student. Yes, I'm also very good in using my mouth and so on. Then nikapeleka nikamwambia soma hiyo kabla hatujaongea. Sasa baada ya kusoma anasema, hey, wow, you mean you are carpenter? Yes. And so on. So naambia sasa nataka mambo ya kuoana. So at the end of the day, akakubali. We have been together since the time I was in university. And then unajua Pia as a disabled person, if you get a wife, you are not sure until 7 kids. After 7 kids, I knew it's nowhere that she can go. So bado tuko pamoja, tunaendelea pamoja kwa sababu watoto wanatu keep busy. Yes, after finishing my degree, I decided, yes, I have to try my hands in business. Because it is in business that you are paid depending on the energy that you put into that. When I came here, people thought that I've run also mad. No, people have always associated me with madness, and God forbid. Yes, because resigning from Kenyatta, and coming and with nothing, and I have a wife, I have children. Yes, I was subletting. You know, I cannot rent a house. Subletting, renting or something like that. A house of somebody called Njogo at 500 Kenya shillings. Somebody had rented the house to operate a shop. So I told him, okay, kata kidogo hapa nyuma pahali ya kuweka kitanda. Tukaweka kitanda na maisha yakaendelea. Na nimetoka Kenyatta. Na of course ningekuwa naishi Sisters Mess, a 2-bedroom house. Lakini tukasema yes, pahali ya kuweka kitanda na kastool nikalie wakati natoa viatu na natoa nguo. Yes. Bibi ni kupikia pale nje. Ikinyesha hiyo siku tunakula air burgers. Unajua air burgers za university ni ya kwamba kama una pesa unaenda unakaa chini venye nimekaa hivi, ukiwa na kamaji kidogo kutoka kwa tap, unameza hewa pole pole, ikija unafunika na maji. Sasa of course there will be those stretch receptors watakubali ya kwamba umeshiba. And then of course it is only for 2 hours, but bado siku inasonga na tunaendelea. So we came. So tukaanza biashara. Fungua clinic kidogo. Ile pesa kidogo tunapata tunanunua ng'ombe wakati wa kiangazi. Unajua wakati wa kiangazi January huku kwa Masailand ng'ombe yote imekonda. So the price is low. Watu wametumia pesa festive season. So nyama sasa hata kwa manyumba mingi it is something of the past. Sasa ni mboga. Unakuta ya kwamba January ndio watu wanalima mashamba yao ili wapate kupanda mimea. At that particular time kila mtu basi anauza ng'ombe ndiye apate lima shamba na kupanda mimea zake. Kwa hivyo unakuta supply is very high. And if the supply is high and the demand is low, the price normally go low. Unakuta wakati huo ndio tuko off season ya wazungu. Kwa hivyo wale wa Maasai wenye wanaishi upande ile ya Mara, ili wapate chakula, wapate nguo, wapate kupeleka watoto shule, lazima wauze ng'ombe. Kwa sababu ile pesa ya wazungu yenye tunategemea saa zingine mwezi wa January hakuna. So there is a lot of factors that reduce the price of ng'ombe. Unakuta pia tunaongoja sasa budget isomwe, government activities sikue mingi kwa mahoteli. Kwa hivyo mahoteli mingi they are not fully booked. So unakuta hata kama walikuwa wanachinja kondoo 10, walikuwa wanachinja mbuzi 5, sasa wanachinja moja moja. So unakuta ya kwamba the supply is very high and the demand is low. So we bought the cows. Some of them at a price of 1,000 Kenya shillings. Others even low. Then ikifika mwezi wa 8, ngano inavunwa, mahindi inavunwa, bali inavunwa, wazungu wamejaa Mara, kuna hiyo wild beast migration. So pesa chungu mzima, budget imesomwa, ng'ombe pia imenona. Yes, unakuta na Wamaasai unajua they have social attachment with the cows and the animals. Ng'ombe kinona walete sokoni. So unakuta ng'ombe yenye inakuja sokoni, why do they even bring the cows to the market? Wako na pesa ya ngano, wako na ya wazungu, wako na ya bali, wako na ya mahindi. Watoto waendi shule, why do you bring them? So hakuna ng'ombe inaletwa soko. So wewe mwenyewe kama wewe ndio unaleta at that particular time, the supply is very low. The demand is too high. Kwa sababu activities za serikali budget imesomwa simeanza. Kila hoteli imebukiwa na serikali. Wanakula mali ya serikali. Unakuta ya kwamba ile hoteli yenye ilikuwa inachinja ng'ombe moja sasa inachinja 10. Kwa sababu watu wamejaa. So the demand is very high. So unakuta ya kwamba nyama inatumika. Kwa hivyo unakuta price ya hiyo ng'ombe ina triple. Sometimes even price yenye ukitajiwa ng'ombe na unajua wewe kenye ulinunua nayo, unafikiri hii pesa ni ya kuiba. Unakuta ng'ombe ulinunua 1,000, unakuja kuuza 40,000. Na imekula nyasi tu, imekuwa tu ikishindana na wild beast pale. Kukula nyasi. Hakuna kitu kingine, labda mchungaji kama uko na ng'ombe 100, unalipa mchungaji 5,000 kwa mwezi na umechunga kwa mwezi 4, kwa hivyo hiyo ni 20,000 yenye umetumia. Labda hiyo ndio gharama. So tukaanza hiyo biashara, tukaanza kuuza na tukasema sasa tuanzishe biashara ya hoteli. And that is how Osim came to be. Osim in fact ilikuwa kwa sababu hapa ndio ilikuwa area ya mandofu. Hapa ndio zilikuwa zinakula hii chumvi yote yenye unaona hapa. Unaona hii mchanga yenye wamekuwa wakikula hapa. Hiyo ni ndovu ndio imetengeneza hizo tushimo. Lakini pia kuanzisha hoteli sio kuanzisha tu holela. You must have what we call monopoly of the market. And you must have something that you call your own. Na ndio sababu tumeanzisha kitu inaitwa Lover's Nest. Lover's Nest venye mtaenda kuona ni nyumba yenye iko juu ya miti. It does not touch the ground. It is only the staircase that you use, the metallic ladder that you use to climb in. But it have a bed, it have a toilet, it have a shower, and it have 2 seats.
My name is Philip Olengelasi. I am the manager at Osim Country Lodge here. Osim Country Lodge is one of the best upcoming hotels in the Narok County, and it has a different and a very unique setup of its own.
So these are the sheds. So like here, the first international client that used this shed was from Iraq. Everybody will feel satisfied when you are somewhere that is green and yes, good air and everything is natural. These are animals. This is a hippopotamus, and every animal here have a history. So hii magari watoto wanaendesha so that they can learn driving at an early tender age. Hawasongro. Most of the time, people are irrational in their own thinking because we try to see what somebody is not able to do. We don't see the ability of that particular person. Yes? You see me coming with my crutches, you start thinking of the field. You start thinking of a rugby pitch. Yes? But if you could have asked me about my ability, then I write them down, and you write yours, you may be shocked. Because even the legs that you think you have never earned a salary through your legs. Because how many Kenyans earn salary through their legs? Maybe Rudisha, Kemboi, but all of us are using our brain. Some of us are using our hands. Some of us are using our mouth. So then why don't you see my mouth? Why don't you see my brain? Why don't you see my hands? You keep on looking at the leg. I remember one day I went to look for a job as an untrained teacher after high school. And you know, from Kericho High School, I got straight A's. So I really passed. So there was a high school called Olchoro Secondary School. So I decided, let me go and look for a job so that I can work as an untrained teacher. When I arrived there, I placed my result slip on the table and other certificate, the living certificate, which indicate that I was not bad in school in terms of discipline. Then when I put them on the table, the principal, instead of looking at the papers, he stretched so hard to look at my leg. Then I asked him, my friend, I came here to ask to to be employed as a teacher, which is the use of the brain. Why are you stretching so hard? I had to lift my leg and tell him, no, look at it. I'm disabled, but I have not come here to request to be employed as a rugby coach. I've come here to request a job that uses my brain. You should have looked at those papers if I'm qualified. Never ever give up. And when we say never ever give up, some people take it for granted. But there is somebody who was called Thomas Edison. He tried making a bulb. And the lights we are seeing now, that our cars can move at night, and we can switch off electricity, on electricity, and we can have those torches that we use at night. It is courtesy of Thomas Edison. But when he was trying to make a bulb, yes, he tried it 11,000 times. When he was trying the 7,000th time, he was told, you have failed. But he said, no, I have not failed. I have only learned 7,000 ways in which the bulb does not work. Never give up. The next one is that we all have dreams, and we dream big. But we forget that in every dream there is a price tag. We must always be ready to pay the price to make those dreams come true. The price may be for us to resign from Kenyatta and subletting a house of 500 shillings. Pahali ukipata mtoto unaanza kushangaa huyu mtoto nitahang na hanga ama ataingia, hakuna space. Those are the little prices that we have to pay to make our dreams come true. So don't just dream. It's good to dream, but don't just dream. Dream, but be ready, because that dream have a price tag, and you must be ready to pay that price to make that dream come true. The other issue is that we have always to make sure that we have our own things that we can say tumewacha kwa hii dunia ya Mungu. Ukiamuka asubuhi unapikiwa chai kwa makaa ama kwa kuni, ni msitu ndio iliharibiwa ili upate. Ulilala vizuri na ile nyumba yenye ulalala iko na roof, na hiyo roof iko na mbao. Hiyo ni kwa sababu dunia ya Mungu ilitolewa nguo yake yenye Mungu alifalisha in terms of trees. Kila siku tukumbuke our environment is very important, na ya kwamba God will always bless you ukifalisha dunia yake nguo. Let us plant trees and let us love trees, and let us love our environment, because environment is not forgiving. The floods that you have seen, it is because of us being ruthless to nature, and nature will pay back. The other issue is that never self-pity. There is a reason for everything under the sun. There is a story of a man, a king, whose his servant, of course a bodyguard, used to tell him, kuna sababu kwa kila kitu na tushukuru Mungu kwa sababu ya hiyo sababu yenye Mungu amefanya. Siku moja, yes, jamaa huyu king akashikwa na wakora wakamkata kidole. So akamuuliza huyu servant yake, unasemanga kuna reason. Sasa kuna reason gani ya mimi kukatwa kidole? Jamaa akamwambia hapana, shukuru Mungu kwa sababu there is always a reason for anything, everything under the sun. So king akakasirika kabisa, akasema huyu mtu hata ananichekelea kwa sababu ya kidole, wekeni yeye korokoroni. Na jamaa akaekwa korokoroni. And then the kingdom was raided, and the king was taken hostage. Na wakaamua kutoa sacrifice ya hiyo king. Wakati walimpeleka, wakati wako karibu kumtoa sacrifice to their gods, wakakuta hana kidole. Kwa hivyo wakasema this is not a full human being. Kwa hivyo wakamwachilia. Akasema yenyewe ni ukweli, there is a reason for everything. So akaenda akasema huyo jamaa afunguliwe kutoka korokoroni. Lakini wakati walilete yeye akamwambia, unasemanga kuna reason ya kila kitu. Yes, nimeona reason ya kidole yangu. Lakini sasa wewe mbona Mungu alikubali na wewe ndio unaombanga Mungu kila asubuhi na jioni ni kuweka huko ndani? Akamwambia yes, because if I was with you, wewe ungeachiliwa mimi sasa nikwe sacrifice kwa sababu mimi I was full. I was a whole human being. So what I'm saying is never look back. Learn to forgive and forget. A lot of people will do us wrong. And that intention may be from God. Na wewe ukiendelea kuangalia nyuma, utawacha ukiangalia nyuma kwa sababu watu wanaenda mbele. Watu hawana reverse gear. So wewe wakati unaangalia nyuma na unataka kwenda mbele, utaanguka. Mimi mwenyewe, daktari mwenye alinidunga vibaya na nikakuwa disabled, is a very good friend of mine. He's Naivasha. Tunakutana, tunakula nyama. Tunacheka. Because there was a reason for that. Kwa sababu by the way, kama sikuwa mlemavu, unafikiri saa hizi dhambi yenye ningekuwa ni kiasi gani? Ningeenda kureid kuiba ng'ombe na kuwaua kama wanajaribu kudefend hiyo ng'ombe yao. In fact, mzigo yenye ningekuwa nayo ya dhambi singeweza kubeba. Hii mguu by the way ndiyo hata imefanya nikuwe chairman wa National Council for Persons with Disability. Don't blame God for anything that they have done to you. If you are visually impaired, if you are hearing impaired, if you are physically disabled, if you are a person with albinism, usilaumu Mungu. Just make sure you have your target, you have your ambition, and move forward like any other person. I found it very difficult for me now to move outside and do mitumba business, do other businesses outside. So I had now to concentrate and to be in the university. But there was no money. So I decided, let me try my luck in student politics. Because a student leader, Sonu chairman at that time, had a salary. So I applied for the Sonu chairmanship in the year 2000. And I got almost 80% of the votes cast. And it was very lucky. The students of the University of Nairobi of 2000 did marvelous. Because hata sisi walemavu tuliona, okay, so we are disabled, but we are able in other factors. And that is where now my strength and my energy to fight for the disability rights now started. That is in the year 2000. So I became a Sonu chairman, and as usual, student politics are student politics. And people misunderstand the student. But imagine, these are the best brains of the country. You have put them together. Of course, they will come up with ideas. And then in our setup, those in leadership are dropouts, because in our setup, we don't use academic qualification as a basis for somebody to become a leader. Even today, we are saying somebody must have a degree to become a governor. Yes. But a degree is not enough. That is a paper. I can buy that paper. The IBC should have said, yes, somebody must have a degree, and the process of getting that degree must be followed. All the way from primary school, secondary school, to university level. Because you cannot tell me in primary school you got an E, and all of a sudden here you have a degree of first class one. That is terrible. Unakuta ya kwamba there will always be war between the leaders and the students. Things happen, of course. Nikakuwa against a parallel degree program. Kwa sababu considering where I came from and the problems that we had, the poverty that is there, I knew that most parents will not be able to afford education if it is commercialized. And to me, and even up to today, I still believe it was the wrong move that the country have ever done. Because as a country and as a nation, the government have a duty to at least have public universities that are accessible to the poor. And that education is the bridge that mixes the rich and the poor, that reduces the gap between the rich and the poor. Because you may be from a very poor background, then through education, if it is free, of course, you become a lecturer, you become a professor, you become a doctor, you become a pilot, automatically you have crossed the river of poverty and you are in the other end, and you will go with people. You go with your children, you'll cross with your wife, you'll cross with many other people that you may employ. And it was very painful. If it was during my time as the student leader of the University of Nairobi, the mother of all the public universities in Kenya, that the bridge is being destroyed. The bridge, personally, I have been using to cross. So I was suspended because I said no and no to parallel degree program. When I was suspended, I realized that there will be a lot of chaos in the University of Nairobi. I was suspended on 24th December because they could not dare suspend me when the university was on process. So they decided to suspend me when the university was on recess. But when it reopened, I decided to be a noble man, I have to meet the students and tell them, no, let's go on with our education. Let's forget about the suspension of David Ole Sankok, because me, I have a lion heart. I can survive anywhere. I believe if the drought comes, donkeys have to die before me. And you know, donkeys normally die last. Donkeys and camels. So I can survive anywhere. The bloated wage bill that we are seeing, it is courtesy of the parallel degree program. In the year 2000, I predicted that in 10 years we should be having a bloated wage bill. Because the government cannot charge its own workforce while training them and expect them to come and earn peanuts. No. And if you charge somebody while you are training, that is an investment. And they want that investment to pay back. And an investment of a building like this one of Osim Country Lodge is better off, because even if I die today, my children will benefit from it. But an investment of the brain is risky. Kama ile biashara ya banki. If you die with it. No children of yours, no wife of yours will benefit from it. And that is why all professionals are up in arms, asking to be paid pesapap, that money that they invested. The government of that day cannot condone a different opinion. At that particular time, differing in opinion was actually a crime punishable by death. And there was 3 assassination attempts on my life. One of them was in Thika, another one in my way to the late Magara funeral. The last one was in Suswa, when the house that I was in was burned to ashes. And it was in midnight. So I came out without clothes. It was the mothers of Suswa that came and wakanifunika na maleso. Na machuma yote ikachomeka. I was crawling like a snake on the ground. Kila kitu ilikuwa imechomwa, and I started from square zero. That particular time, it was also another dangerous time of my life. I felt demoralized. After working so hard, sharpening swords, selling tumba, and opening a shop, and then in a single minute, simply because of differing in opinion with the leaders of that particular time, it was burned into ashes. It was reduced to nothing. In fact, I didn't even have clothes. I had to borrow. Yes, kuna jamaa niliomba, alinipatia suruali ya kodra. Na hii jamaa amenona, mimi niko mkonda at that particular time. Na here I am, I don't have crutches. Ni watu wawili, mmoja anashikilia upande hii, mwingine upande hii, wanipeleke Kijabe niende nipatiwe crutches. Wakati tunapita katikati ya Maimayo, jamaa wananifuruta, suruali imeenda, naambia oye, ngojeni nirokote suruali jameni. Hawa wajui iko huku na ni katikati ya town Maimayo. Anyway, those are the little things that we normally say ni changamoto of making us very strong and creating a very strong individual with a strong heart. So I had to run away from the country. I went to Norway, study diploma in medical research. But when the government changed and His Excellency Mwai Kibaki came in with the NAC government, he decided to give the students that were suspended from the universities government amnesty. So personally, I was given a presidential amnesty by Mwai Kibaki, and I came back and finished my degree in 2005.